Thomas would always come and visit us when he came back from New York, and he would go to each of his siblings' home and spend time with each of his children. And we recognized he was remarkable then. But then again, there were so many Berry aunts and uncles that were remarkable. It was a bit hard to distinguish sometimes, but he stood out for me because of how special my mother thought he was. And as an adult, I have spent all my life working in science, ecology, conservation, and biology, and have pretty well had my compass set for a long time. But in 1988, when I read The Dream of the Earth, and this may have happened to you too, when you read The Dream of the Earth, that it turned my thinking around. It turned my teaching around, and it turned my life around. And it instilled in me an insatiable appetite to have conversation with my uncle brother, which I did. And I love the statement from Socrates that says, let me make sure I get this right, the highest form of human excellence is to question one's self and others. And so that's the approach I took to my conversations with Thomas. I was always questioning him, probing him about things that he wrote about and a lot of things he did not write about. But when he came back to Greensboro, he began to preside over our family events. Not in the way that a father does, but instead he took on more of a role of family sage. He said a lot of private masses for us in our homes, and that's one thing that really is very memorable, I think, to everybody in our family. But the masses, he said, felt right for those of us that were religious and those of us that were not religious. It was that kind of event. And he would always think carefully about what he would say to us when we were assembled and listening. And he'd talk about things that he never wrote in his books, personal ways of being, ways of dealing graciously with life's tragic events as well as life's glorious events, and the importance of family and laughter. It's been said with the passing of Thomas Berry that the earth lost one of its great voices, and indeed that's true. He was able to speak lyrically with scientific accuracy and poetically and true, and his words were so motivating and have been in the deepest and purest sense. But since he's passed, it's not silent. The voices have come forward louder and stronger than ever before, and tonight we will hear some of them. So I very much look forward to the talks we have tonight. Thank you for having me.